How to break free from toxic beliefs and heal intergenerational trauma. We all have beliefs that shape our worldview and influence our behavior. Some of these beliefs are positive and empowering, while others are negative and limiting. Some of these beliefs are inherited from our parents, grandparents, and ancestors who passed them down through generations. These are the beliefs that keep our society sick and toxic because they contribute to the perpetuation of toxic cycles of intergenerational trauma. Intergenerational trauma is the transmission of unresolved emotional pain, suffering, and dysfunction from one generation to the next. It can affect families, communities, and entire populations who have experienced historical or collective trauma, such as war, genocide, slavery, colonization, oppression, or abuse. Intergenerational trauma can manifest in various ways, such as mental health issues, substance abuse, violence, poverty, chronic illness, or dysfunctional relationships. To begin your healing journey, you must let go of the beliefs you were raised with and conditioned to believe. You must recognize that these beliefs are not your own, but rather the result of your ancestors' unresolved wounds. You must also understand that these beliefs are not serving you, but rather keeping you stuck in a cycle of pain and suffering. You must choose to heal yourself and break the chain of trauma for yourself and your future generations. Here are some of the toxic beliefs that you need to release in order to heal your intergenerational trauma. I have to obey my parents no matter what. This belief stems from the idea that parents have absolute authority over their children and that children owe their parents respect and gratitude for giving them life. This belief can lead to a loss of autonomy, self-esteem, and identity in adulthood. It can also prevent you from setting healthy boundaries with your parents and asserting your own needs and desires. While it is important to honor your parents and appreciate their role in your life, you do not have to obey them blindly or sacrifice your happiness for theirs. You have the right to disagree with them, challenge them, or distance yourself from them if they are abusive or disrespectful towards you or your spouse. I have to apologize for everything. This belief stems from the idea that you are responsible for other people's feelings and reactions, and that you have to make amends for any perceived wrongdoing or inconvenience. This belief can lead to a lack of self-worth, self-respect, and self-confidence. It can also make you vulnerable to manipulation, guilt-tripping, and gaslighting by others who want to control you or make you feel bad about yourself. While it is important to be accountable for your actions and apologize when you hurt someone intentionally or unintentionally, you do not have to apologize for everything. You do not have to apologize for being yourself, expressing your opinions, setting boundaries, saying no, or taking care of yourself. I have to be perfect. This belief stems from the idea that you have to meet unrealistic standards of excellence and performance in order to be worthy of love, acceptance, and respect. This belief can lead to a lot of stress, anxiety, depression, and burnout. It can also make you afraid of failure, criticism, rejection, or disappointment by others who expect too much from you or judge you harshly. While it is important to strive for improvement and growth in your personal and professional life, you do not have to be perfect. You are human and you make mistakes. You have strengths and weaknesses. You have successes and failures. You are enough as you are. I have to suffer. This belief stems from the idea that life is hard and unfair, and that you have to endure pain and hardship in order to earn happiness and reward. This belief can lead to a lot of resentment, bitterness, anger, and hopelessness. It can also make you accept abuse, neglect, injustice, or oppression as normal or inevitable. While it is true that life is not always easy, and that you will face challenges and difficulties along the way, you do not have to suffer. You have the power to change your circumstances, seek help, heal your wounds, and create a better reality for yourself and others. You deserve joy, peace, love, and fulfillment. I have to please my parents. This belief stems from the idea that your parents' approval, love, and attention are conditional on your obedience, loyalty, and conformity. This belief can lead to a loss of authenticity, individuality, and happiness in adulthood. It can also prevent you from pursuing your own dreams, passions, and values. While it is natural to want to make your parents proud and happy, you do not have to please them at the expense of your own well-being. You have the right to live your own life, make your own choices, and express your own opinions. You do not have to agree with them, obey them, or follow their expectations. One of the ways that this belief can manifest is in the relationship between parents and grandparents. Some parents may try to overstep their boundaries and interfere with their adult children's parenting decisions, or undermine their authority and respect in front of their grandchildren. Some grandparents may try to manipulate, control, or guilt-trip their adult children or grandchildren into doing what they want, or favor some over others based on their compliance or resemblance. These behaviors are not healthy or helpful for anyone involved. They can cause resentment, conflict, and estrangement among family members. These are just some examples of the toxic beliefs that can keep you trapped in a cycle of intergenerational trauma. There may be others that are specific to your family history or culture. The first step to healing is to identify these beliefs and question their validity and usefulness. The next step is to replace them with positive and empowering beliefs that support your healing and growth. I have to compete with my siblings. This belief stems from the idea that your parents' love, attention, and approval are scarce and conditional resources that you have to fight for and earn. This belief can lead to a lot of rivalry, resentment, and alienation among siblings in adulthood. It can also prevent you from developing a healthy sense of self-worth, self-love, and self-acceptance. While it is normal to have some differences and conflicts with your siblings, you do not have to compete with them or compare yourself to them. You are not better or worse than them, just different. You have your own strengths, weaknesses, talents, and passions. You have your own path, purpose, and destiny. One of the ways that this belief can manifest is in the role assignment of siblings by their parents. Some parents may favor one child over another based on their gender, appearance, personality, achievements, or compliance. Some parents may label one child as the golden child and another as the scapegoat. The golden child is the one who can do no wrong and who receives all the praise and privileges from the parents. The scapegoat is the one who can do no right and who receives all the blame and punishments from the parents. These roles are not fixed and may change depending on the situation or the mood of the parents. The golden child may enjoy the benefits of being favored by their parents, but they may also suffer from pressure, guilt, or anxiety. They may feel obliged to live up to their parents' expectations and standards, or to maintain their status and image. They may also feel isolated, lonely, or misunderstood by their siblings or peers. They may lack empathy, humility, or authenticity. The scapegoat may suffer from the consequences of being rejected by their parents, but they may also develop resilience, courage, or independence. They may be the first ones to recognize and challenge their parents' dysfunction and abuse, or to seek help and support outside the family. They may also feel connected, compassionate, or genuine with their siblings or friends. They may have creativity, insight, or integrity. The role assignment of siblings by their parents is not fair or healthy for anyone involved. It can cause a lot of damage and pain for both the golden child and the scapegoat, as well as for their other siblings who may be ignored or neglected by their parents. It can also create a lot of tension and conflict among siblings who may resent, envy, or hate each other. Here are some examples of how parents can play favorites among siblings. Praising one child for their achievements while ignoring or criticizing another's. This is not okay. Praising a child for their achievements is fine, but it should not be done at the expense of another child's feelings or efforts. You should acknowledge and appreciate each child's accomplishments, regardless of how big or small they are. You should also encourage and support each child's goals, regardless of how similar or different they are from yours. Giving one child more attention, affection, or gifts than another. This is not okay. Giving a child attention, affection, or gifts is fine, but it should not be done in a way that makes another child feel left out, unloved, or unworthy. You should show each child that you care about them and that they matter to you. You should also respect each child's preferences, needs, and interests when it comes to giving them attention, affection, or gifts. Making one child responsible for another's behavior or well-being. This is not okay. Making a child responsible for another's behavior or well-being is unfair and burdensome. It can make the responsible child feel stressed, overwhelmed, or resentful. It can also make the irresponsible child feel helpless, dependent, or entitled. You should hold each child accountable for their own actions and consequences. You should also help each child develop their own skills and confidence. Competing one child to another in a negative or positive way. This is not okay. Comparing a child to another in a negative or positive way is hurtful and harmful. It can make the compared child feel inferior, inadequate, or ashamed. It can also make the compared to child feel superior, arrogant. Some examples of positive beliefs are: I respect my parents, but I am my own person. I apologize when I'm wrong, but I do not apologize for who I am. I do my best, but I'm not perfect. I overcome challenges, but I do not suffer unnecessarily. By changing your beliefs, you can change your mindset, your behavior, and your outcomes. You can also change the legacy that you leave for your children and grandchildren. You can be the one who breaks the cycle of intergenerational trauma and starts a cycle of intergenerational healing. You can be the one who makes a difference in your family and in the world. You are not your ancestors' pain. Break the cycle of trauma. You have the choice to heal yourself and your lineage. Heal your past, free your present, and create your future. You are your own power. Lena Kravitz. By Lena Kravitz, Knowledge is Power.